So we're going to go ahead and actually take a look at two videos, and essentially these are people who are just being kicked while they are down in regards to insurance companies. Premiums are going up, just the overall cost of insurance has gone up. So it's just a variety of things. Let's go ahead and actually take a look at this video right now.
Every time I tell somebody that I don't have health insurance, I get this reaction. What do you do? What are you going to do? I go to the doctor if I need to, and I pay out of pocket. It would cost me $1,200 a month out of my paycheck to put my family of five on a health insurance plan through my job. And as somebody who's not very sickly and doesn't have a very sickly family, I really just can't imagine giving $1,200 a month to an insurance company who's going to turn around and tell me what they are and are not going to pay for. And then they're still going to make me pay a copay when I go to the doctor's office. And by the way, the copays that y'all pay is pretty much what I pay cash out of pocket when I go. So I have this grand idea that if we all did not sign up for insurance and instead take that money that you would spend to your insurance company every month and put it into a savings account that is strictly just for your medical things, then you get to decide what you pay for medically, and you don't have somebody else telling you who has your money that you paid saying, oh, we're not going to pay for that. We don't think it's necessary.
So that's the thing with the insurance company that I have noticed. Apparently, all of them are like board certified physicians. Overnight. I guess they never had to go to school. They never had to go and pass the MCAT. Nothing. Because they all know what you need. Doctor goes and says, patient X needs XYZ. We already did it. Let's say it was already done. We already did it. We send it off to insurance. Insurance goes and looks at it, says, no, they don't. They didn't need that bone graft. What is that there? Oh no, they don't need that one. They don't need that one. We ain't paying for that. Well, why am I paying you if you're not going to pay for my stuff that I need? I guess I'm a little confused. So that's the main thing. And I actually like what she was saying. She was like, yo, I don't have insurance. Okay, which I don't either. But she was saying, yo, I don't have insurance. If you need something, if you want to go and pay for insurance, pay for it as long as because you got some people who are real sickly and they need the medication, they need all the extra stuff, so that's different. But if you're not that person, go ahead and put what you would normally be paying into a little account over there. Just throw that over there. Just put that into a little account, and then if you do need something, just dip into it. That's better than sitting up here paying all these high premiums, these co-pays, the co-insurance, and paying for all this stuff that you probably, and then they don't even cover it. So then you got to pay more stuff on top of it, because let's keep it real. The office fee versus the insurance fee are two different fees. A lot of times, like she said, a lot of what y'all paying for the deductible or the premiums is what I pay out of pocket anyways. So you could get a much lesser, and you gotta negotiate a little bit. You could get a much lesser amount that you're actually going to have to pay if you just don't have the insurance. Because that insurance tends to raise those prices up. But not only do they raise the prices up, some of these places, a lot of them, if you go and have them run the insurance and you say, well, how much is it if I just want to cash pay? Oh, it'll be this. Oh, okay, well, I'll just cash pay. No, because we already ran your insurance. You already let us know that you had insurance. So you got to pay what the insurance price will be. Which, let's say you have to pay $1,000. The insurance is $1,000. But if you paid out of pocket, $600. Let's continue.
Here is one example as to why health insurance in America is a scam. So I went to the pharmacy the other day to get a refill on a prescription that I've been prescribed for years. I've had the same health insurance for the past at least 5 years, so literally nothing has changed. I usually pay about $20 for this prescription when I go get it refilled, and like I said, it's been like that for years. Well, this time she rang me up and she looked at it kind of funny, and I looked at the total and it said $124. So she said, this can't be right. And I said, well, I hope it's not right. So she messed with it for a little bit and then came to the conclusion that it was correct, and that's just what my health insurance decides to charge now for what used to be a $20 medication. So I was about to just say, forget it. I don't want it. It's not a life-saving medication. Screw it. But she was like, okay, hold on. Let me give you what it would cost you to self-pay instead of filing through your insurance. I was like, all right, cool. How much will that be? And she said, $16. $16. My insurance was about to make me pay $124. They thought they were going to make me pay that. $124 for a medication that I've been paying $20 for at least the past 5 years. And she's going to tell me that if I don't file through my insurance, then it's only going to be $16. What? How does this make any sense to anyone in this country? It doesn't make sense to anyone else in any other country on this earth. So how does it make sense to anyone in this country that that's just how it is? Like, what if I would have just paid the $124? What if it was a life-saving medication and I needed it and I was like, well, hell, I got to pay the $124, and she didn't even offer me the self-pay option? Then I would have paid that much money for something I could have just gotten for less than $20. So it's just a fucking scam. It's a scam. It's a fucking scam. We should all just say, you know what, to hell with it. We're not going to have health insurance anymore. And then everyone just drop their policies. And then what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Because we're just getting screwed. It's all a game. It's all a scam. And nobody will ever convince me otherwise. If you can charge someone $16 as opposed to $124 or however much money, if you can charge someone a fraction of the cost anyway, then why aren't we just doing that? Pharmaceutical companies are a scam. Health insurance is a scam. Everything's a damn scam, and I'm sick of it.
Well, that's the thing, because like you could go and get some of these prescriptions overseas and it'll be way more affordable. Something that you're paying $128 for, they'll be like, yeah, we got it here for 15. Like, that's our normal price. Because Americans pay the most in healthcare, for healthcare. They jack up all these prices. They don't, and I say this multiple times. You cannot make money off of healthy people. So they want to try to get you sick, keep you sick, or just, let's just mitigate. Let's just keep you at where you're at. Okay? Yeah, you may not get extremely better, but we're not going to make it so you get worse. Okay? Let's just keep you in like this little middle zone, if you will. And I mean, it'll be good for you too, but you got to cough that money up. And that's the thing that really gets me, because at the end of the day, like she said, if you can honestly just go ahead and charge less, why would you not do it? And now I'm wondering, because she said that it was $20 before. Well, how much was it before that? Was it still $16? So they were still charging you more with insurance as opposed to just self-pay. Yeah, more and more. I'm like, okay, well, I see why you see more of like this innovative thing where you got people who own these different practices, why they're like, you know what, we'll just charge less, y'all. Let's have a membership because it's expensive out here, because at the end of the day, you do have some people who do need life-saving medicines, okay? And you're just like, well, if you can't pay, I don't know what else to tell you. And it's like, how is that okay? we give so much energy, we give so much power to these insurance companies, to these hospitals. And I mean, when did y'all get your doctorate degrees? That you could just go and say, yeah, we're charging this. You don't need that. We'll only cover X, and that's it. Oh, you want to pay out of pocket? That's perfectly fine. $600, $800 a month for one person. Y'all, let me know what y'all think about this down below.